السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين أما بعد. Inshallah, we'll continue with the story of Nuh alayhi salam from ayah 36. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأُوحِيَ إِلَى نُوحٍ أَنَّهُ لَن يُؤْمِنَ مِنْ قَوْمِكَ إِلَّا مَنْ قَدْ آمَنَ. It was revealed unto Noah, unto Nuh alayhi salam, that none of your people will believe إِلَّا مَنْ قَدْ آمَنَ, except those who had already believed. فَلَا تَبْتَئِسْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَفْعَلُونَ. So do not be distressed by that which they may do. So after, we talked about this in the previous ayat verses, that after the proof was established against them and after their continuous refusal of truth, Allah reveals to Nuh alayhi salam that you will have no new believers. Righteous have been separated from the wicked. Now God's judgment will come upon them. So leave them in their state. Let them do what they want to do, and do not grieve over them. Do not be saddened for them. Wasna'il fulka, and build the ark. Build the ark that will save you and those who follow you. بِأَعْيُنِنَا, before our eyes, under our protection. وَوَحْيِنَا, and by our revelation, which means that God will instruct Nuh alayhi salam how to build the ark. He will, take care of that engineering aspect. Otherwise, Nuh alayhi salam and his people were not known for, not known to build such things. So to build something of that magnitude that will carry the people and different animals, that itself was actually a sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and nothing like that was built even, thousands of years after, even until the pre-modern times. So, to have that precise calculation, and to build different compartments and levels, that was something that was never done at that level before, or long time even after that. So وَوَحْيِنَا, by our revelation, وَلَا تُخَاطِبْنِي فِي الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا, and do not address me, do not appeal to me concerning those who are bent on evil doing, those who are bent on injustice. So after knowing their fate, do not attempt to intercede on their behalf. إِنَّهُمْ مُغْرَقُونَ, they are surely destined to be drowned. They are drowned. Actually, the ism is used, مُغْرَقُونَ, which means that they are done deal. وَيَصْنَعُ الْفُلْكَ, and he was building the ark. Now, the present tense is used to create that imagery as if it is happening now. وَكُلَّمَا مَرَّ عَلَيْهِ مَلَأٌ مِّن قَوْمِهِ. So each time, whenever the chief among his people passed by him, سَخِرُوا مِنْهُ, they would spoof him, they would ridicule him, crack jokes. قَالَ, he said, إِن تَسْخَرُوا مِنَّا, if you ridicule us, if you ridicule us, spoof at us, surely we shall ridicule you, كَمَا تَسْخَرُونَ, as you ridicule us. If you consider, in other words, if you consider us ignorant because of what we believe, we consider you ignorant because of your rejection of truth and your desire to expose yourself to Allah's punishment. فَسَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ مَنْ يَأْتِيهِ عَذَابٌ يُخْزِيهِ وَيَحِلُّ عَلَيْهِ عَذَابٌ مُقِيمٌ. For soon you shall know upon whom there comes a punishment that disgraces him, and upon whom there falls a punishment enduring, a persistent torment. So there are some punishments, some storms or hurricanes, floods that come and go away. They destroy things, but they go away. This is talking about something that will going to leave a permanent or long-lasting mark. The whole area sink underwater. Or the punishment that disgraces may refer to flood, while the punishment enduring may refer to the punishment of the hereafter. حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت النور. Then when our command came and those and the ovens وفارت النور and the ovens gushed forth, the face of the earth boiled over. The nur literally means oven. It also refers to any place from which water gushes forth, like a fountain. In this case, according to Ibn Abbas and others, it denotes the face of the earth. And Farah literally means it boiled over, referring to the raging torrent of water which turned the land into spring. At that point, he told his follower, "Qul nahmil fiha." He said, place on board of this ark one pair of each kind of animal of either sex, wa ahlaka, as well as your family, illa man sabaqa alayhi al-qawl, except those on whom our sentence has already been passed. So basically, now here a few things to keep in mind. He at that point actually he said, to his followers, they didn't sit from the beginning, because then they had to use resources, the stock that they were carrying. So قُلْ نَحْمِلْ فِيهَا, once after the oven gushed forth, after the water was came, after that storm came, and the rain came, at that point he told his people to board on the ark. Another thing that this shows also the state of disbelievers, that despite the initial flood and rain, they still didn't believe. Otherwise, they would have kicked them out and embarked upon it themselves. Also, zawj means either part of a pair. So one pair of each kind of either sex. So, board on it, one pair of each kind of animal, isnaini, of either sex, of both sex, so basically board on the ark, one pair, each pair of the two. وَأَهْلَكَ, and your family, إِلَّا مَنْ سَبَقَ عَلَيْهِ الْقَوْلِ, except those on whom the word is established, that they will not believe. And so now kul, it's very important to understand that kul does not necessarily mean all the animals on earth. That would mean that lions, the elephants, the birds, insects, thousands of different types of animal. It's not possible to encompass all of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, kul can be actually used in restricted way. Like in Surah Kahf, where Allah says, يَأْخُذُ كُلَّ سَفِينَةٍ غَصْبًا, the king would take all the boats forcefully. So most likely, it means that all the animals that they needed, or domesticated animals already in their possession. وَأَهْلَكَ, and also board your family. Now, Nuh alayhi salam's son didn't join, which means that he was not his ahl. So it was wrong for Nuh alayhi salam to consider him ahl. If he was truly ahl, he should have joined. So board your family, illa man sabaqa alayhi al-qawl, except those who stand condemned in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of their constant rejection of truth. And waman aman, and board those who who believe, those who have attained to faith. Wama amana ma'ahu illa qalil, but only few of Nuh alayhi salam's people shared his faith. وقال اركبوا فيها بسم الله مجريها ومرساها. So he said to his followers, embark upon it. Bismillah majreha, in the name of Allah, be its course, ومرساها, and its anchorage. Inna Rabbi la ghafurur rahim, indeed my Lord is the most forgiving and most merciful. وهي تجري بهم في موج كالجبال. And it sailed with them on the waves like mountains. Okay, so wave is singular and mountains are plural. Waves like mountain. So so huge that one wave was like mountain. You know, it carried its own layers. You can imagine how strong that ship was. Even the ship that are made nowadays from different types of metals will struggle in such conditions. So وَهِيَ تَجْرِي بِهِمْ فِي مَوْجٍ كَالْجِبَالِ. It sailed with them on waves like mountains. وَنَادَى نُوحٌ ابْنَهُ. At that moment, Nuh alayhi salam called out to his son, who remained aloft, who kept himself apart from others. وَكَانَ فِي مَعْزِلٍ يَا بُنَيَّ. Oh my beloved son. It's a statement of endearment. Oh my beloved son, irkab ma'ana, that embark with us. وَلَا تَكُمْ مَعَ الْكَافِرِينَ. And do not be with those who are bent on disbelief. Now the question is, how could his son join in such condition? The flood has already started. But the answer of the son indicates one possible scenario. That as he was climbing on mountain to save himself and the ark of Nuh alayhi salam passed by there, in that short period of time, he called upon his son, Ya Bunayya, O my beloved son, irkab ma'ana, embark with us, wala takum ma'al kafirin, and do not be with those who are bent on disbelief. Qala sa'awi ila jabalin ya'simuni min al-ma'. But the son replied, I shall take refuge on a mountain and it will protect me from the water. Some of the Arifin derive a spiritual point from the statement of the son, that I would take refuge on a mountain. It is similar to the false sense of security and stability, symbolized by mountains that disbelievers assign to their worldly stability in their rejection of truth. So he said, I will take refuge on a mountain and it will protect me from the water. Qala, he said, La asima al-yawma min amrillah. Today there is no protection for anyone from Allah's judgment except for the one on whom He has mercy, except for those who have earned His mercy. Illa marrahim. So nothing can prevent from His decree except His other decree of mercy. We talked about this in the context of Yunus alayhi salam, that God's punishment, which is declared for people, can be averted if one repents before it sets in. So nothing can protect one from God's judgment except those on whom He has mercy, those who have earned His mercy. وَحَالَ بَيْنَهُمَا الْمَوْجِ. And a wave rose between them. A wave rose up between them, basically came between them, and then وَفَكَانَ مِنَ الْمُغْرَقِينَ. The son was among those who were drowned. Inshallah, we're going to stop here. The next verses requires more detailed discussion. So inshallah, we'll complete the story of Nuh alayhi salam in our next session, inshallah. And then inshallah, I'll recite what we have covered so far. Inshallah, I'm going to recite from Ayah 36. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأوحي إلى نوح أنه لن يؤمن من قومك إلا من قد آمن فلا تبتئس بما كانوا يفعلون واصنع الفلك بأعيننا ووحينا ولا تخاطبني في الذين ظلموا إنهم مغرقون ويصنع الفلك وكلما مر عليه ملأ من قومه سخروا منه قال إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون فسوف تعلمون من يأتيه عذاب يخزيه ويحل عليه عذاب مقيم حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت النور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين وأهلك إلا من سبق عليه القول وما آمن معه إلا قليل وقال اركبوا فيها بسم الله مجريها ومرساها إن ربي لغفور رحيم وهي تجري بهم في موج كالجبال ونادى نوح ابنه وكان في معزل يا بني اركب معنا ولا تكن مع الكافرين قال سآوي إلى جبل يعصمني من الماء قال لا عاصم اليوم من أمر الله إلا من رحم وحال بينهما الموج فكان من المغرقين صدق الله جزاكم الله خيرا. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our recitation, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and give us tawfiq to understand and implement the teaching.